Hello friends, how do I look? I love coming to the village because everything just looks so natural and beautiful. How do you greet your grandparents in your culture? Let's take a look at how kids like us say hello to their nanas and tatas in some of our African cultures. We are going to start with our neighbors next door. I feel so excited when I have to talk about this country. Yes, I am talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is a big and colorful country in Africa, with lots of different cultures, traditions, and beliefs.
The way you greet your seniors here depends on which part of the country you are from. In the Yoruba culture, young boys often lie flat on the ground face down when greeting their grandparents or other elders as a sign of deep respect. Young girls typically kneel down on both knees when greeting their elders, including grandparents. They may say good morning, sir, or good morning, ma.
I always smile when I think about this country, which is also known as Cradle of Humanity. Let's head over to Ethiopia.
Hello and welcome to Ethiopia. Here, the way children greet their grandparents can vary depending on the region and culture. But there are some common respectful gestures and greetings that are shared across the country. Let's take a look at some of them.
Ethiopia is a really special country in Africa that's full of amazing cultures, traditions, and history. In most of the cultures, children show respect to their grandparents by bowing or kneeling. This is a traditional way of honoring elders, and it signifies humility and reverence. Boys and girls may kneel or bow slightly while greeting their grandparents. Another common gesture is for children to kiss their grandparents' hands or forehead as a sign of deep respect. This act symbolizes both love and respect for the elders. Kids also use respectful language when greeting their grandparents. Depending on the region and language spoken, they may say Selam or Selamta, meaning peace or hello. Tena Yistelain, a common formal greeting meaning may health be granted to you. And Denane, meaning how are you?
Our next countries include Somalia, Kenya, Morocco, South Africa, and Ghana.
Across Kenya, it's common for children to use both physical gestures and verbal greetings to show their love and respect to their grandparents, emphasizing humility and family connection. The gestures may include kneeling, bowing, or hugging, and the language of greeting often involves polite questions and special terms of respect.
In Somalia, the way kids greet their grandparents reflects the deep respect and strong family values in Somali culture. Somali children often kiss their grandparents' hand or place it on their own forehead as a sign of deep respect and affection. Some children will bow their heads or bend slightly when greeting their grandparents, showing humility and respect. In some families, children may also give their grandparents a hug or kiss on the cheek as a warm gesture of love. Generally, grandparents are usually addressed with respectful terms like Ayo, meaning grandmother, and Awu for grandfather, which are important terms of endearment in Somali culture.
In Morocco, children greet their grandparents with a lot of respect and affection, following traditional Moroccan customs. One of the most common and respectful ways to greet grandparents in Morocco is by kissing the back of their hand. This gesture shows deep respect for the elder. It's also very common for children to give their grandparents a hug and kiss on both cheeks. Children greet their grandparents with phrases like, Salam alaikum, peace be upon you, which is the standard greeting, Labas, how are you, showing care and concern, Bislama, goodbye or be safe when leaving. In some families, children might lower their heads or bow slightly as a sign of respect when greeting their grandparents, especially in more traditional households. In general, Moroccan culture places a strong emphasis on showing respect to elders, and children are taught from a young age to greet their grandparents with warmth and reverence.
In South Africa, the way kids greet their grandparents varies depending on the cultural background and traditions. However, the common theme is showing respect and affection. In the Zulu culture, children often kneel or curtsy when greeting their grandparents to show respect. In more formal settings, boys may also bend slightly. They use phrases like sobobona, gogo, meaning hello, grandmother, or sobobona, nkulu, meaning hello, grandfather, and sometimes at njakulika, which means I give you my respects. In the Xhosa culture, children also kneel or bend slightly when greeting grandparents. Like in Zulu culture, this is a way to show respect. They often say molo, tota, meaning hello, grandpa, or molo, mama, meaning hello, grandma. Kids in Afrikaans-speaking families generally hug or kiss their grandparents on the cheek as a sign of affection. They usually say hello, uma, meaning hello, grandma, or hello, upa, meaning hello, grandpa, with a warm, loving tone. Kids in the Sotho and Tswana cultures often kneel or bow their heads slightly when greeting their grandparents. They use respectful greetings like Dumleng, Nkono, meaning hello, grandma, or Dumleng, Rekodi, meaning hello, grandpa. Grandparents are highly valued in South African families, and children are taught from a young age to greet them with care and love. Across different cultures in South Africa, the key is showing respect and warmth, whether through physical gestures like kneeling or simply using respectful language. In Ghana, greetings are an important part of showing respect, especially towards elders like grandparents. These greetings vary slightly depending on the region or ethnic group, but they are very common across Ghana. In the Okon, Ashanti, or Fanti culture, children often kneel or bend slightly when greeting their grandparents as a sign of respect. They may say, "Good morning, Moki," or "Good afternoon, Moha," in the local language. In addition, respectful titles like Nana, meaning grandparent, are used before their name. In some cases, children may say, "Nana, wohoti sen," which means grandparent, how are you? And the elder may respond with blessings for the child. In the Iwe culture, children greet by slightly bending forward and extending their right hand to shake hands. In some cases, children may also kneel. They might say "Endinomi" for good morning, or similar respectful greetings depending on the time of day. In the northern regions, children greet by bowing slightly or kneeling in front of their grandparents, using polite gestures to show respect. They greet by saying "Desiba," meaning good morning, or similar respectful words in their local language, always acknowledging their elders with warm respect. In all these greetings, showing humility and respect is key. In many cases, children will also listen carefully to any advice or blessings given by their grandparents after the greeting.
Did you notice anything these countries have in common?
Across Africa, despite the vast diversity of languages, ethnic groups, and customs, there is a common thread when it comes to how children greet their grandparents. They do it with a deep sense of respect and reverence for elders. In nearly all African cultures, the act of greeting grandparents goes beyond words. It involves physical gestures like kneeling, bowing, or prostrating to show humility and honor. These gestures symbolize the recognition of the elders' wisdom, life experience, and their role as guardians of tradition. The respect for elders is a shared value that unites African communities, even though the specific customs may vary from one region to another. The commonality lies in the belief that elders, especially grandparents, are the key to understanding one's cultural roots, family history, and traditional values.